couple questions I would love to ask you for a project. Is that all right?
That's fine.
All right. First off, when and where were you born?
Uh, when was I born? You really want to know how old I
Wait,
am?
we can exclude that. I know you never asked a lady her age.
uh,
Where were you born?
I was born in Marshall, Texas.
Marshall, Texas.
hmm
Okay. How did you and your family get to Texas?
We were born in Texas.
Oh, you were born.
hmm
So there was no migration to Texas from
Mm,
as far as you know.
as not as far as I know, my great grandparents on both my grandparents' side are full-blooded Native American Indian.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
So where they come from, I really haven't gone that far back. I know they're Comanche.
okay. Comanche. That's one of the full blood. Okay. So, what do you remember about your childhood?
A lot.
A lot. All right. If you could give me one thing that stood out about your childhood growing up, what would that be?
I had a strong mother.
Okay.
Strong mother, and back in those days, for most part, the father was absent, or the father couldn't get a job. It was the woman who had to get a job because she was able to go out and clean homes and do those kind of things, whereas the Anglo-Saxon pretty much didn't give the black man a job so he can do things. So he'd go out and get a job wherever he could to farm. But fortunately for us, my dad worked for the railroad.
Oh, okay. Um, I have a quick question. When you were growing up, did your parents ever discuss race or racism with you?
Not really. Remember I told you my mom was a strong mother?
Yes, ma'am.
So she was one of those that was no nonsense, didn't play that.
Yes, ma'am.
And the white people respected her for it because she would knock the hell out of him. It's as sure as they were president of the United States, she'd slap the shit out of him too. Oh, I probably shouldn't say it
No,
there.
it's okay, ma'am.
But she would.
Okay.
So my mother was that kind of person. You don't mess with her, you don't mess with her children.
All right. What kind of interaction did you have with people not of your racial background?
Well, I went to segregated school, all black school, until my senior year. That's when I finally went to school, actually the integrated schools my senior year in high school. And I remember this redhead that used to sit in front of me, and she would always sling her hair back in my face on the desk. And I would tell her, look, stop slinging your hair in my face. And she'll sling it back anyway. Go with that. I asked her again, please stop slinging your hair back in my face. Well, she slung her hair back in my face one too many times, and all these fingers wrapped around it and yanked it out.
Yes,
She
ma'am.
didn't sling her hair on my desk anymore. But even before that, when I was a little girl, actually, when I was a little girl growing up, they still had white only, black only fountains.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the reason why I tell my grandchildren, I said I couldn't have survived those slavery days. They probably would have killed me at the age of 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I remember one time my mom actually had taken us to the courthouse, and blacks were not allowed to go in except certain interests. So my mom had us to stand outside and wait for her. My sister had to hold my hand because she was older. And there was a white fountain over here and a black fountain here. And I was like, why they got a separate fountain? Their water can't taste the baby water the same. And my sister held my hand tight. Well, you can't go over there and drink out. You can't drink out. With me being defiant as I am or was, I broke away with my sister and I went to the white fountain and I drank out of it. And I went, ugh, and back into the white fountain. And I said, the water don't taste any different from ours.
All right. That's very astonishing because, all right, as far as what notable moment in history, in American history, that sticks out to you the most? Like, as far as
Um,
through everything, American history.
I guess the Martin Luther King era. Is that something like that? Which one?
Yes, ma'am.
I remember when Martin Luther King started marching and they were doing the sit-ins at Woolworth.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of my grandchildren don't think I'm that old, but yeah, I remember all of that. And I was raised with 6 brothers. So naturally, where was my 6 brothers? They were part of that movement.
Oh,
And I remember they would go to Woolworth and sit in and refuse to leave, and they wouldn't service them and do all this kind of stuff. And during that same time, all the businesses there, where you go and buy shoes, clothes, or whatever, they wouldn't allow us to go in the front door of the store or restaurants, and we couldn't go in and try any clothes on. So my mom used to trace out, get a piece of paper like this, and we had to stand on, she'd trace our foot on it when we needed a new pair of shoes. And she had to go to the back door of the store and hand the salesperson that piece of paper. They'll come out with a pair of shoes and sit it on top of that paper and go, oh, that look like it'll fit just fine, just fine. And if my mom agreed with it and brought it home and it didn't fit us, she couldn't take it back because a black foot been in it. And blacks weren't allowed to try on themselves. So you had to wear those shoes regardless of whether they fit or not if they didn't fit one of the other members in the family. Same thing with clothes. We'd go there and tell them my son needs a size, whatever, jeans. And they'll go in there and hand you a pair through the back door. You couldn't try them on. So if I got old enough to go downtown without my mom, I deliberately went in the front door of the most expensive store in there, and I would just take everything and throw it up in the air all over the floor and run out the door. They'd chase me out the door, but they couldn't catch me.
Okay, you said Martin Luther King era it stuck out to you a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to choose between what you see in today and what you've seen back then, like as far as black people as a whole, if you could give a message to young black people today, what would it be?
Solidarity. Respect each other. Because we have too many of the new generation that really don't respect themselves, much less any other. They have no respect for life or anything. And that's one of the things I like to say do. Respect yourself and know that there's nothing that you cannot do if you really want to do, if you put your mind to it. Because I hear people always talking about, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't get this job, I can't get that job. Or either they want a certain job. They want what they want, but they don't want to get what is necessary to get that job or that position. And you have to put some effort into it. You have to want to do it. You have to do what's necessary to get it the right way. And a lot of kids don't want to do that. They feel like, or if they're offered a job, I want that job because it ain't paying but this. But you got kids at home to feed. You got bills to pay. So what do? You sit around on your butt and say, I don't want that job and can't pay your bills, can't feed your kids? Or do you take that job until you can get something better?
Speaking of that, I want y'all to know this lady here not only graduated from one, but 2 HBCUs. Texas Southern was one of them. And what was the other college?
The first was Wiley College in Marshall, Texas.
Wiley. And what did you do?
From a historical black college, yes.
And what was your major?
Sociology.
Sociology.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you see it for, as far as HBCUs, how important are HBCU colleges for the black community?
I think they are very important, and especially with our young people getting to know their real history. A lot of the books leave out certain things, or they reword certain things for the sake of whoever's feelings. But if you go to a black college, you really get to feel that, and you really get the education that you need. You're not just brushed on the table or just pushed through because they need to graduate so many blacks. You have to earn it. You have to work hard and do it and earn it.
Another question. When you were going to Wiley College, what made you, or as you graduated, what made you go back to school and go to Texas Southern?
Same reason I told you from this, go to better myself. I knew that I can get a higher paying job than what I did. I knew that I was worth more than that. I could do more than that. So I went back to get a master's degree to make sure I got a better job that pays more so I can provide more for my children myself, raise my children in a better environment.
Did you have any relationships, like special relationships with your teachers or role models or significant figures on campuses
Yes,
at an HBCU?
Yes, I did. At both colleges, at both Wiley College and Texas Southern University.
How did it prepare you for where you are now?
I think it did a lot because I saw how hard they worked. And they also gave me examples and had me to work and walk in their shoes and do some of the things they did. They gave me opportunity to weigh what this title or this position would do for me and how much I would make as a part to this one. They gave me something to compare and to look at and really know what I want to do out of life.
Okay. Is it something that you would like to say, or is it something that you would like to say to, if you had a chance, you could talk to a dean of a historical black college? If you could tell him anything, what would it be?
Any dean?
Anything. Any dean.
Any dean.
Any dean.
Well, it's going to depend on the individual. It depends on the dean because we have some deans who are there just for the title. We will also have some that are really there for the student. Because, example of an advisor, not really the dean. I had one advisor who was there just for the title, advisor, and was giving me wrong advice. And if I hadn't been an astute person to go out and research and ask questions and know for myself, I would have been steered the wrong way, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
And then there are other deans who are there or advisors who really have your interests at heart, want you to be the best you can be, and there because they know that blacks are important, that we are human, and that there is nothing that we can't do if we put our minds to it. And they're going to do everything they can to help you to reach your goals if you apply yourself.
If you don't mind me asking, what year did you graduate TSU?
That's a good question. You know how old I am after that. I can't remember. I graduated TSU in 1980 or 71. I mean 79 or 80. I really don't remember.
All right. When was the last time you was on like that campus?
Well, I have a granddaughter that attends Texas Southern. I guess she's still at Texas Southern.
Okay.
So I was there, was it 6 months ago? During the summer of last year. Yeah.
Okay. From that time to the time when you went there as a student, did you see anything that changed?
Yes, they have extended the campus a lot. They've made parking impossible. It's hard for students to get back and forth to their classes and all that stuff. They now have apartments on campus or right around the campus that kids can stay in. It's expanded quite a bit.
All right. And
Bookstore don't have enough in it. You used to go in the bookstore and find whatever you want. You can't find anything in there now.
Well, I want to say thank you for your time, man, and thank you for sharing your story with us in my classroom. Well, if you need anything, talk to me. Larry Pope, channel out.